Welcome to Offensive, where we always take the bus. Choo choo. Is that a train? Hey, Neckbeard, do you take the bus here or do you drive here?
I walked, Coach.
You walked. It's right outside. It's blizzarding right now. Yeah. Did you roll around in the snow and do snow angels?
Oh, good old DC Jonathan Gannon.
Look, my name is Jonathan Gannon with an H, and I need to know if you have fire in your belly. Do you have a pig belly? Like, what's inside of your belly? Do you have a pot belly?
Like, literally, that dude talks like he just drank a bunch of NyQuil. Like, he's so boring.
He's like the guy at the frat house that thinks he's funny and he's drunk.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, bro.
Yeah. But, I heard good reports that the Cardinals players really liked him. They fought for him. They played hard every game. There's good things about him, too.
Even when their team was not doing well.
Their team was bad. But
the players did vouch, and they overwhelmingly. It kind of happens same thing with the floor, where they're like, hey, we really like him. We hope he's back. He's a great whatever, blah, blah, blah.
And you kind of expect that from most coaches, but you don't always hear it. So it is nice, especially when they're that bad. And to be fair, they were in a lot of games. But again, my main fear about
give him credit, when he kind of punched the guy, it was, I think, more of one of those coach love taps where he's kind of like, what I mean? Coaches do that a lot. They used to, at least back in the day, hit shoulder pads, do whatever. Yep. Nowadays, players are divas. You can't touch them because they make $80 million a year. So it's like, you touch a player.
Well, either way. So let's talk about the main course of this video, though. We're going to talk about Jim Leonard again, because that's what we do on this channel, because we're Badgers. And we're going to do a quick thing about Jim Leonard. We have an opinion that, we should have waited to interview Jim Leonard before hiring Gannon. And, there's a lot of consensus back and forth that maybe Jim Leonard wasn't even the number one choice this time around for LaFleur. Maybe Gannon was the number one, or at least a higher choice, to where if he was going to lose Gannon, he just decided to do it before he got to interview Jim Leonard, who he could have interviewed today, by the way.
Well, we have to remember, Gannon was never part of the first search, right? So it's possible in the first search 2 years ago, Jim Leonard was number one. Hafley was like number 2 or 3. Right. Gannon was not even part of the equation. So he might have always been at a higher level than Jim Leonard for Matt LaFleur.
It's possible. I don't know. But either way, I still think Jim Leonard deserves a chance as a DC.
Well, here, I have a visual aid.
Chance. Yeah.
These are called banners. See the University of Wisconsin, and see what they say on them. They say champion on them. Say champion. Jim Leonard comes from a history of Badger football of winning, I think it is the most Rose Bowls in like a 20-year period, of a team that doesn't get 4-star recruits, that doesn't have money coming in under the table to pay their players. They get free shoes for shoebox scandals sometimes, but they're coming in. They're coming in as an underdog.
Yep.
And look what Jim Leonard did with that, with not having 4-star recruits on his team.
It's crazy. His total defense was first twice. It was top 10 5 times, right? First in rushing 1 year, and points per game allowed, top 20 every year except for 1 year, and top 10 3 years. I mean, again, this is the Big Ten, so that it's not as high scoring as maybe the SEC or the Pac-10 was. But at the same time, he is playing Ohio State, right? He is playing good schools. He is playing against, Penn State. He is playing against, Michigan at some points. And I mean, plus the bowl games and Rose Bowls and all that. So this is with mostly 3-star and walk-on players like him, and then sprinkle in a 4-star recruit here and there. I mean, you just don't see this a lot. I mean, a lot of people say, okay, Iowa's a good example, Doug. So Iowa's a good example that they don't get a ton of high recruits either. And they always seem to have a good defense because of their philosophy. And nobody's trying to hire their defensive coordinator, right? So it was brought up on a show today. If Jim Leonard was the DC at Iowa, or say Penn State or Ohio State or somewhere else, and he had these kind of numbers, would we feel the same about him? And we kind of talked about it. So give me your insight on that, Doug.
Yeah, Jason Wilde said on his radio show, which is a great idea to think about. Like, if he was at Iowa, right, would we have the same affinity for him? Well, we're not covering Iowa all the time, right? We're not there watching every game, but we might. It's possible, because if you have this kind of results continually, and your players play hard, they play tough, and not only are they good tacklers and play tough, they make big plays. Like, anything you want in a defense, Jim Leonard's defense does it. They rush the passer well. They stop the run. They make plays in the secondary. Were they perfect? No. But when you only have 3-star guys, like, literally he hit the absolute ceiling you can hit as a defensive coordinator at a college football organization. Like, I don't think he could have been any better as a DC.
And he developed guys. That's the thing, is these 3-star recruits turned into NFL players. Like, Vaughn was a defensive player of the year. TJ Watt, they played for him. Van Ginkel played for him, right? I mean, Keanu Benton on Steelers played for him. So, like, there's a ton of NFL players too that came out of this system that didn't come into Wisconsin as super highly touted guys, right? That should.
There's a laundry list of linebackers that made
mostly
NFL.
linebackers. But dude, a lot of DBs made it to the NFL as well. Maybe not as successful, right? A couple defensive linemen. And a bunch
it's a little bit harder to make a defensive back like into an all-pro when they're not like athletically this high. You know what I mean?
Right. No. And so I'm just saying, like, the reason why we're super biased about Jim Leonard is we saw him do so much with not the same amount of resources as an Ohio State or as a Michigan, right? Or
he
as
outperformed them defensively, Michigan, Ohio State.
Honestly, other than Georgia's defenses, which, you know, later, like in the 2019s and after, started being really good because they've got like 12 5-star recruits as backups, let alone starters, right? You know, other than that defense, this was the best defense in the country consistently, you know, over it
ranked 10th in the country was low for him, really. I mean, there's that anomaly of the 41st, but like
he had that one year. Well, a bunch of guys graduated after 27, like a bunch of the defense left after 2017. And so he kind of started from scratch. But you could see he turned it around to 1 year. That was it, 1 year. And then they were just cruising after that.
That's really impressive.
Cruising. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, is he's like, his defenses weren't bad at anything either. They were great against the run, fantastic against the run, and good against the pass. And as Badger fans for our whole lives, we watched the Badgers defense not be able to cover anybody for 20 years until Jim Leonard came along. Do you know what I mean? And Jim Leonard completely changed the pass coverage as well as the way we rushed and the way we played defense and how aggressive they were. So there's a reason.
He could take anybody. It didn't matter who showed up at that field and turn him into a great defense.
I mean,
anybody could have played for him. And
he's in Denver right now with that really good defense, right? Like that Denver defense is absolutely loaded. Don't get me wrong.
And they play the same way Jim Leonard plays. Like, obviously, he's just the secondary coach, but he's also the assistant head coach. He's the assistant head coach, and they play tough. They when that ball's in the air, you saw the plays they make where they just take the ball away. They hit people. That's how you play fucking football.
Yeah. So that's our point, is the reason why we keep bringing up Jim Leonard is because we've seen him be successful every single place he's gone. Every single place he's gone, he's been successful. He will be successful as a DC. I guarantee it. Wherever he goes, he will be successful.
He's got to get a DC job this year. He has to.
We just wanted it to be in Green Bay. That's all. But like, there's a chance he could go somewhere else. There's a chance he could get the DC job if Van Joseph gets one of these positions.
9 out of 10, 90% chance he gets the DC job.
I could absolutely see the Browns going for Vance Joseph, going for a defensive guy. They just had Stefanski, who's an offensive.
Well, they're also desperate for a head coach. They're going to try to get anybody they can.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, that's why we keep bringing up Jim Leonard. We wish he would have gotten an interview. And if he got an interview and LaFleur didn't hire him, I don't think it would feel any better. But at the same time, you know, it's just one of those things that you know, he's going to be successful. You've seen it too often to where, you know, he deserves his chance, and we just wanted it to be with Green Bay.
And if you think we're being homers, which we kind of are, but think about this. He was LaFleur's number one choice 2 years ago. And he is the assistant head coach of the Broncos defense that just almost went to the Super Bowl only because their offense doesn't do anything. They have zero offense. That game, they had 100 yards in the whole game, it seemed like,
basically,
and they almost went to the Super Bowl. I mean, that defense is playing like a Super Bowl defense.
Yeah. So that's our point, guys. We're never going to let you forget about Jim Leonard. We'll never let you forget. We are 100% homers, and I don't care.
10 years from now, we're going to be like, can you hire Jim Leonard to be the head coach?
I'm going to take a celebratory dance when he finally gets his job, and he does a fantastic job, because he will do a fantastic job.
There is no question he's going to do a fantastic job.
He is one of the smartest defensive minds I've ever seen. Rex Ryan called him out, right? Sean Payton wants him around. Like Barry Alvarez just talks glowingly about him, right? And so every single person that's been in contact with Jim Leonard has said how good he is. Maybe he's not a great interview, dude. I don't know. Or maybe he just hasn't found the right job. But I'm telling you guys, wherever he goes, he's going to be extremely successful. Best of luck, Jim. Too bad it's not with Green Bay. And that's all I got. Hype, anything to add?
Yeah. So Halfley just got a head coaching job with the Dolphins, right? Fantastic guy, great talker, great leader of men in many ways. I think Jim Leonard's better than him at all of those things. I think Jim Leonard's he's better at creating a very strict definition of what defense is, the mindset, and how to be a leader and how to be tough. And his players play for him through the whistle all 4 quarters like real football defenses should, and they don't give up at the end. So this is the reason that we want Jim Leonard as a coach, because he does all the things that we don't see the Green Bay Packers doing.
That's facts. So just so you guys know, we're never going to stop talking about Jim Leonard. So thanks for showing up. We appreciate it.
Go Badgers, Rose Bowl champions.